Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, March 2nd, 2018.
Commissioner Garcia, Repenning James, and Jacinto are present. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Michael Patnay, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning, Chris Smith, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning, Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning, Craig Shaw, Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Sanitation, Cecile Buncio.
Good morning, Ted Jordan, Public Works General Counsel.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we did receive speaker cards under general public comment today. We have no commentary under the Neighborhood Council comment section, and we also do not have any speaker cards on any of the items for today's agenda.
Okay, is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes of the meeting of Friday, February 9th, 2018? By Commissioner Repenning. Any objection? Without objection, those meeting minutes will be approved. Agenda item number 1 is an item that is apparently, we're requesting a continuance. We waited, not W-A-I-T, but waited, W-E-I-G-H-T, waited the agenda today to allow for, in essence, a 2-hour hearing or so on agenda item number 1 that we're going to need to continue until April 20th, I understand. So let's take care of that ministerial item. Agenda item number 1, Council District 14, appeal hearing and non-residential relocation claim, La Gloria Foods Corporation's Cesar Chavez Lorena Street, Indiana Street Intersection Improvements Project right-of-way number 33709, recommending that the board concur with the city engineer's recommendation to disapprove all bid items that the City of Los Angeles determined to be not eligible as a moving expense in the July 14, 2017 response to La Gloria's claim for relocation benefits. So either Commissioner Jacinto or Dr. Campos, you can let us know the basis for the request for the continuance to Friday, April 20th, 2018. I understand we're making some, well, we thought we were maybe making some progress on settlement, but now we're going to have a contractor doing a revised estimate or a new estimate, or maybe I should say an independent estimate. Commissioner Jacinto?
Correct, President James and colleagues. We've requested a 6-week extension to allow for a third-party relocation specialist to do an independent review of the case and to advise our Board of Public Works. And so that will be shared with both the appellant, and I'm going to ask Dr. Campos for the current status of that outreach.
Yeah, absolutely. Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. Commissioners, the item before you is just to request it till April 20th. The reason why we're asking for the 6-week extension is that we did reach out to 3 independent contractors to assist the board or the Department of Public Works to have an independent review of what these claims could be, whether they're allowed or disallowed. So the RFP went out last week, and the proposals are due this coming Monday on March the 5th. We anticipate that we would do the evaluations within 1 week, and then after that execute a contract the following week. So we needed at least an additional 2 weeks just to get the contract going, and then allow the contractor anywhere 3 weeks to 4 weeks to do their evaluation and then come back before the board. We think that we'll be ready around April 6th. However, due to timing and scheduling between us and the opposing party, or La Gloria, they've requested to move the item till Friday, April 20th.
Okay. And Mr. Jordan, that's okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would, of course, agree with that recommendation. So we will, without objection, we'll put agenda item number 1 over to Friday, April 20th, 2018. While we have the agenda item on, though, I would just encourage the, was there a request, Commissioner Jacinto, for a move to mediation?
President James, there was a correspondence from the appellant's attorney requesting that the settlement somehow, or not the settlement, the report from the independent party be mediated. And that wasn't my understanding when I had spoken with a city attorney's office with the appellant's attorney, that we would retain an attorney, we would retain an independent third-party specialist to advise our Board of Public Works directly,
okay,
but we would not go to mediation.
Okay, great. Then, so we'll put it over to April 20th, 2018. Thank you. on agenda item number 1. On agenda item number 2, the release of a stop notice, Robertson's has transmitted the release of a stop notice in the amount of $2,331.36 for furnishing ready-mix concrete, rock, and/or sand material for Alameda Construction Services Incorporated, an apparent subcontractor in connection with the La Cienega Interceptor Sewer Rehabilitation Black Welder to Olympic project, the primary contractor for which is Keywood Infrastructure West Company. Is there a second to my motion that we receive agenda item number 2 forthwith? By Commissioner Penning. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Let's move to, those are the voting items, correct? Since we had cleared the agenda for the La Gloria item, which is being continued.
That is correct, yes.
Okay, let's go to general public comment. Dr. Tom Williams?
Good morning, Dr.
Good morning.
Tom Williams, Citizens Coalition for a Safe Community. 4 or 5 things. Thank you very much. I have now gotten access to Bhavan. However, it's kind of like a back door. It's not for public access or access to the neighborhood councils. Therefore, the question will be, can I give this backdoor advice to other neighborhood council members? Then, $70 million is available. Yesterday, the Metro approved the TSM TDM for the SR 710 North extension. However, the city of Los Angeles seems to be unaware of its existence. $700 million from Measure R, and that's going to be available. But apparently, the city of Los Angeles doesn't know anything about it. It could have been used for the Soto Mission intersection, the Soto widening, and the Soto Bridge over Valley. Maybe we could have it for Monterey Road improvements, maybe a whole bunch of things. But there's $70 million, that's roughly 10%, that's our share of the SR 710. So there's issues there. The other one is I'll be back next week with the Soto Bridge widening and be interested in what happens there. Then for the sanitation department, we need a lot more mulch at Mission Road. We were told that we were going to get it compost on, I think it was Thursdays, and mulch on Fridays. Well, we got a little bit on Wednesday, and then it's all gone by Thursday afternoon. So we
2
need
minutes.
more mulch. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. Mr. Gleason?
Good morning, President James, Honorable Commissioners, and Mr. Executive Officer. Dennis Gleason from the Office of Councilman Joe Buscaino. On June 30th, 2017, the City Council adopted a resolution declaring a vacant lot at 1622 East 113th Street to be a public nuisance as the result of the presence of a homeless encampment, illegal dumping, and overgrown weeds and other vegetation. The Council directed the Board of Public Works to expedite the issuance of appropriate notices and documentation that may be necessary to effectuate the abatement of 1622 East 113th Street, and further directed the Board or its designees to proceed with the abatement process as may be necessary pursuant to Section 7.35.3 of the Los Angeles Administrative Code. This was 243 days ago, and no action has been taken. The situation has grown much worse. Our staff estimates there are upwards of 20 homeless individuals living on the lot. Neighbors complain of fights, suspected narcotic sales and prostitution, the smell of human feces, used condoms, and hypodermic needles strewn about. We are gravely concerned about public safety. The City of Los Angeles is on notice that a dangerous condition exists. I am concerned not only for the public safety, but for the city's liability in this situation. If there is an injury or a death on that property, we're very concerned about this issue because the last time Council District 15 notified a department of a dangerous condition and no action was taken, it resulted in a death, a wrongful death lawsuit, and a jury verdict awarding $22.5 million. Please act before someone gets hurt. The board is now on notice that a dangerous condition exists. I urge you, please take urgent action. This is not a safe situation. I'm going to leave with the executive officer a copy of the resolution, a photo of the situation, and also a copy of a closed session report regarding the lawsuit I referred to. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Gleason. Dr. Campos, the information that the City Council has instructed the Board of Public Works to act on this, is that where we are procedurally? My understanding is we're in a different location procedurally because of potentially a Fourth Amendment problem based on advice from the city attorney.
Mr. James, I'm sorry. We really can't have a substantive discussion about the matter raised by the council office. I think we're happy to have this discussion with you, not during our meeting, but we really can't get into details about the particular issues raised. It is general public comment, and it's not on the agenda. So,
well, we can agendize the item.
You can certainly agendize the item, but right now the comments raised were during general public comment, and so the board's obligation is to receive public comment, not to engage in discussions about general public comment.
Okay. Well, let me do it this way. We'll receive the item. We'll agendize the item. Let me just ask you, Ted, generally. In an item regarding categorically, are there potentially Fourth Amendment issues that relate to this issue, that relate to the item that Mr. Gleason's put before us?
There can be when when there's an effort to enter onto private property.
What I would do then, in response to it, in addition to the request by the council office, I would direct our executive officer to work with the city attorney's office on potentially, or not potentially, but on finding a satisfactory method of substitute service if we've got a service issue and that's what's holding things up, notifying the proper property owners, then let's find a method of substitute service that is deemed appropriate so that we're not held up by some service of process issue. Anything you want to say in response to that, Fernando?
I'd be happy to work with the city attorneys and continue to work with the city attorney's office on that, and along with Council District 15. They are well aware of what we're doing, and so we will continue to work with them.
Okay. All right, thank you. Then have we cleared the desk?
Yes, you have.
Okay, thank you. Then we are adjourned.